everybody, welcome back to Erndales. My name is Dale and I'm coming to you from Western Manitoba, Canada. I made an executive decision today to take the day off from the garden and spend it up here in my studio because, I got this idea about this little bowl thing and I can't get it out of my head. I'm losing sleep over this, so I just gotta get a start on it, or I won't be very happy with myself. I have my window open. I hope it's not going to be too noisy. So, as I showed you in my last video, I had started to make a little bowl. Now, I cut out two, and I don't know what thickness this is of batting, but it's very floppy. And because I want to make this into a gift for somebody, I decided that this is too floppy for a bowl to give away. For myself, I'm gonna make a bowl out of this for myself, but right now I want to concentrate on this birthday present because the birthday is coming up. So I decided to change this up and make another one, but double it so it's a little thicker. And I thought, well, why don't I just take you with me and show you what I've come up with. So I've cut out a circle. I used a plate that is almost 11 inches across. And I cut two, and I've stuck them together with some really fine interfacing, that sticky stuff, It's not going to affect stitching. It's very, very fine. So I've got this, and now I'm going to start cutting it. So I'm going to switch you over to my other tripod so that you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to show you how I get this shape. This is not my idea. I got this from Roxy's Creations, and if I can do it, I'll try and put the link to her video below for you. So I'm sort of following her way of doing it because I like how she does things. She doesn't plan it out. She just goes ahead and does it, and that's way how I love to work too. So I'm going to move you over, and I'll show you how you cut this so that you can eventually get a bowl. Okay, so first of all, you just fold it in half and then fold it in half again. Now here's where you have to decide how deep you want your cut. This one here that I did is 3 inches, and this one is 2 inches. I haven't sewn this one yet. So it does make a little bit of a difference as to how your bowl's going to be. This one is a flatter bowl, and maybe it might be a little bit wider. And this one is deeper. Now, I think I wanted it to be this type of bowl. I don't know. I do like this one too. I got to make a decision, don't I? I think I'll go for 2.5 inches. So I didn't bring my tape measure. Hold on, I'm going to just pop you down. So I've made a mark 2.5 inches in on this side and 2.5 inches in on this side. You don't have to mark it. You can just eyeball it. Those other ones, I didn't really mark them. And I'm just going to cut right here to the mark. And then on this side, I'm going to cut here to the mark. And I'm going to cut here. I don't have a mark, but I'm just going to make it equally. Okay, so you should have 4 cuts now when you open it up, and you do. Now you're going to fold it again. You're going to fold it this way. Get it lined up somewhat. And then you're going to fold it this way again, because you want to make 2 more cuts. So again, I'm just going to measure 2.5 inches in, roughly. I don't care if it's even. It doesn't really matter. This is just to give me a little bit of a guide. And 2.5 inches in. You won't see these marks after because you're covering this all up with fabric. So I'll cut this one to 2.5. Seems quite thick, but I want this to be a nice sturdy little bowl. Maybe this is going to be too thick. I don't know. And then these two. And now we should have 8 sections. Some might be a little bit bigger than others. It doesn't really matter. Now you're going to need to grab yourself some pins because we're going to start making the bowl. So it doesn't matter which way you overlap, but overlap by about the same amount on each one. I'm going, I don't know, let me measure. 1 inch. Maybe I'll go a 1/2 inch. No, I think I'll go a full inch. It's about 1 inch. And then pin it. And then just keep going the same way. I'm not going to measure. I'm just going to pretend that I have measured. So, and pin. Oh, that's a dull pin. Doesn't even want to go through. Okay. And then pin. I might change this if it doesn't come up enough as a bowl shape. I might move it over some more, but we'll see how it turns out. Pin. I think this is going to be better. It's a little bit more substantial. The other one is fine. You know, you have to remember that you're going to be putting a lot of fabric on top of this. So you're going to, it's going to firm up with all that extra fabric and all the stitching that you're going to do on here. That's going to create a much more solid piece than what you start off with. But because this is a gift and I don't want to waste that fabric that I've chosen for this. So I decided to bulk this up. Yeah, this is nice and firm now. So now what you have to do is what I'm going to do. I've got a nice little shape there, and I'm very happy with the feel of it. It's a little bit more substance to it. So now I'm going to flip it over, and I'm just going to whip stitch it closed at the back here, just to secure it. And I'm going to use, I've got some of this number 40 crochet cotton I'm trying to use up. I've got so much of this stuff, and I don't crochet with this fine stuff anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore. So I'm just using it as thread now, as a really good strong thread, and it works fine. So if you have stuff like that and you don't use it for the purpose that you had it for, it's a good thing to find another reason to use it. I gotta put some glasses on so I can see to thread this needle. So I'll do one with you, and then I'll come back when I've got them all secured down. And I'm not being precious about this. This is just to secure this together, and all of it's going to be covered up anyway. Doesn't matter. I'm just whip stitching along. Whilst I'm getting poked by the pin. I might tack down the inside flaps as well, or I might not. I haven't decided. Just going to take that pin out because it's interfering now. Yeah, I think this is going to be a much better. Now this might make it harder to stitch because I've made it a little on the thicker side, but I might have to use a longer needle. Right now I'm just using I have no idea what this is. This is from an antique packet of needles. It's made in Switzerland, these needles, Swiss steel. They're extremely sharp, so they're really good for this, but they're not so good for the fingers. Just one more stitch. And then I am just gonna secure that with a couple of little knots. Oops. And cut that off. So that is stitched. So I'm going to go ahead and do that on all 8 of these. And I might open this up like this so it's not quite as thick, because if I put it like, I might open this like this inside and put it like this, because if I put it like that, then I've got quite a thick, I'll see. Okay, so I'm gonna come back when I've got all of these stitched. Well, I thought I was recording and I wasn't. I had forgotten to press the button. So I did stitch all my seams, just I did a whip stitch, and I did actually open this up just to make it not so bulky, and I stitched it down just with a running stitch. And now I've been auditioning fabric. All I'm doing is placing them, pinning them, just to see if this is something that is pleasing to me. This process is going to take quite some time, I can say for a fact, because it just is. Ooh, that would be really nice there. So all I'm doing is I'm just taking a piece and I'm just placing it down and seeing if it's something that I like, then I'll pin it. If it's not, then I won't. I don't really want to use small pieces like this yet, because these there'll be plenty of time for smaller pieces like this. So maybe I won't use that one. I went looking for some more fabric and I did find a few more pieces, which I want to use a little bit of dark in here too. I don't want it to be all light and bright. There has to be a little bit of dark. And I also have some pieces that I fussy cutted like this that I will use. These will be going on at the end, you know, like these are applique pieces. So, you know, for instance, I could put one like here or something like that. The bird that I showed you yesterday is going to go somewhere here, and perhaps I will have this like this, something like that. Anyway, it's just trial and error now. This process, I'm not going to rush because I enjoy piecing far too much to rush it. And I'm just auctioning things. And I'll probably do this for a long time before I'm satisfied with anything, because that's just how I am. I like to play around with fabric and see what I can come up with. So I'm going to just keep on playing around with this, and once I get just this top part here, really is what I'm just looking for right now. It's just along the edge here. Once I get this part done, what I'm going to do is take some thread and a needle, and I'm just going to canter it across here just to hold this. I'm not going to canter this down though, because I think some of this I might put over top of the inside, or I might change my mind. I don't know. I'll find out when I get to do it. I'm not at that point yet. So right now I'm just playing with fabric, and it's so much fun. It's totally so much fun. See, I didn't think I would use this piece, but now I kind of think I could use it on the bottom here. Anyway, I'm playing and having fun. There's absolutely nothing better than this. So I'm going to turn the camera off, and I guess this will be the end of this video. Oops, sorry. And on the next one, I will show you probably how it's going to look when I stitch it. And when I go to stitch it, I'm not just going to canter stitch it in one direction. I'm going to be stitching it all over the place. You know, some will go this way, some will go up, some will go across. I'm just going to follow the, actually what I'm going to do is follow the pieces, and that's how I'm going to stitch it. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope I inspired you to think about making a little bowl. It'd be a great little gift, isn't it? I think it's going to be fantastic. So I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe and share my videos if you find this somewhat pleasing. And I will talk to you next time. Bye for now.